Alright, today is Thursday, April 28th, 2022. I apologize for the noise, I got people mowing outside. Um, and today I took 10 trades. So we'll go over them in the order that I took them. It's just easier for me to keep track and just scroll through. So first off, what I did today was I looked at FB, which is Facebook, or Meta platforms as they're called now. That's a Facebook stock. And what I did is in the pre-market, I noticed that it had a big rally up in the after hours. There we go. Notice it had a big rally up, got up through that red line, which is the 20-day EMA on the daily, or the exponential moving average. Bounced back against it, stayed strong. So at this point it looked good for a long, right? But then in the morning it went down below the 20 EMA, below the blue line on the VWAP, showing me that there is potential weakness. So as I'm watching this through the morning, I see that it's not ticking back up above it. In fact, when it does, it gets brought back down. Try it again. Major rejection there. So at this point, I'm thinking, I would like to go short on this stock close to the VWAP. And I was hoping that that would happen at the open, but it actually happened earlier in the day in pre-market. So that's what I did there, is I shorted Facebook, and that was at 201.09. And I was hoping that it would bounce against VWAP and come back down. But as you notice, I'm seeing some strength. So I was afraid of a reversal. So what I did is I exited my position right here. So I shorted at 201.09 and exited at 203.38. So again, trading pre-market did not pay out for me. It usually doesn't. I don't know why I keep doing it. I guess I just get tempted by things that I see, but first trade of the day was a negative. So not a good start to the day. The next stock that I watched was TDOC, or Teladoc Health. This was also on my watch list. I'll show you why. Easy to see. Boom. Huge downdraft. Aftermarket. Stayed down. Didn't even try to go back up to its normal price. It just stayed down, kept getting lower and lower, a slow drift downwards. So here I go again with my pre-market. I saw the rejection of VWAP there, saw the rejection of VWAP here, and so I thought I'm going to try to short it close to VWAP. So that's what I did. I shorted right here in pre-market, and that was at 31.57. And then when it opened, if it looks like it flushed down, but in reality what it did was whip up and down, up and down, up and down, and that's where the candle closed, of course. But because it was so whippy, what I did is I tried to be safe, and I covered my position at 31.30. So 31.57 to 31.30. So that was a winning trade. Made back some of the losses from this morning on Facebook. And then the next trade was also TDOC. Right here, I actually went long because I saw it was basing out a little bit here. So I thought, okay, I'll try to go long, at least back up to VWAP. So I went long at 29.66, and I covered at 29.69 because it bounced back down against my order to break even. I was hoping it wouldn't, but it did. And so I did not get the move to the VWAP, but that is what happened, which is what I expected. So I was glad to see that, but sad that I did not stay in the trade. Then at VWAP, I went for a short again, and I shorted there at 30.80, and I did not see, if you look at the volume on the red compared to the green candles, it's lower. So I was afraid that this is not going to give us a nice move back to the lows of the day. So what I did do is, as soon as I started seeing some resistance, I covered my position. I cover right there at 30.44. So by this time, these two green trades put me in the green for the day. So the Facebook trade is long gone and forgotten about. Next up, I looked at Tesla. It had a major drop, if you can see, from 900 all the way down to 820s. Well, it's even lower now, but let's see, what did it drop down to? Just curious. Oh, that was a low. It dropped down to about 820. So $80 drop. And on Tesla, because it's a big stock that moves very fast, I'm typically afraid to trade it. But what I did is I saw high liquidity at 850 when it was dropping down. So I thought, okay, I'll buy some at 850 and then sell it on the pop back up before it keeps on dropping back down, if that was the case. So I shorted a little before 850 at 850.63. It's harder to control the actual cents because of a stock that's so expensive, it moves so quickly, especially early in the morning. So that's what I did. I bought some at 850.63, and it did not bounce at all, just flushed through the high liquidity. So there was about 55,000 shares sitting there. So at almost $1,000, that's $50 million almost. That was bought just like that, or they broke through. So I covered at 849.31. So once again now I'm in the hole for the day and trying to get back out of it. So what I did next is I went back to Facebook because it did do what I expected it to do, which is break down. So here's where I sold in pre-market, there's where I covered, and it did break down. However, on this big pop, I probably would have been stopped out because that would have been scary for me and my account size. Let me bring it down to smaller time frame. Okay, so what I did here is, you can tell there was two red arrows and one green. So I saw the low was kind of basing out and it's making a slow pullback. Now what I am noticing is the candles on the green, they're really not that much higher than the candles on the red, and they're kind of going down, getting smaller and smaller. Make that bigger so it's easier to see. See right where I'm trading, the green candle, they're not getting bigger and bigger, so there's not more volume coming of people wanting to buy and drive the stock up. So what I did is I shorted right here at 197.82, and then I added to my short at 198.53. And at this point, this was very close to VWAP, which is why I added to it. Let me actually show you. If I hit the replay button and go here, so this is the candle that I took the short on, or that I added to, because it was getting close to VWAP, close to that 20-day. So I thought I'd give it a shot. I don't know why my internet is so slow. It must be the OBS. So shorted, added 197.82, 198.53, and then I got the nice flush that I was looking for. And on a big flush like this, I typically would want to cover. So what I'm doing is I'm dragging my stop down with the stock as it goes down, and when it ticks back up, it stops me out. Because on a flush like this, it's easy to go from here to just tick back up to there and make a green candle. So I got stopped out at 197.16. So that was a really good trade for me. Back in the green again. Back in the green pretty good this time. So the next stock that I traded was BTU, Peabody Energy Corporation. And this one I traded a few times, as you can tell by all my little candles. Alright, what did I do on BTU? BTU was right here. I went short. I shorted first at 21.41, got covered at 21.39. Again, bounced against my order, so I consider that break even. Next up, I sold right here, or shorted again. I shorted at 21.64, and I had to cover because, as you can tell, it just kept gaining strength and the volume was increasing right there, so it kind of scared me a little bit. Even though it was close to VWAP, I was afraid of what it would do. So I did cover my position there at 22.06. So that was a loss. Compared to this break even, that was a loss. Back down, red on the day again. Next up, what I did is it stopped me out, break even again. I bought some at 22.36 because I was looking at the 5-minute at this time. So what I saw is this broke the VWAP from the lows, and then it tested the VWAP, and now if it breaks this point on this candle, that's when I go long. And I did go long. I went long at 22.36, and sadly went right back down to my order, stopped me out at 22.37. So another break-even trade. So I did not catch any of this move here. However, there was very high liquidity at 22.50. I think there was 50,000 shares or something like that. So I shorted at 22.48, and it did go down, but it came back up to stop me out at 22.46. So all those trades were pretty much break even, putting me in the very, very slight green for the day, almost break even for the day. So 10 trades. Lessons to learn from today. Again, try not to get tempted and trade pre-market. That was my biggest loss on Facebook this morning, and all morning I've been just trying to take trades to cover the losses, and I was able to do it happily. Got a few stocks that work out in my favor, and that I could see some technical aspects of it that I thought would work out, and they did. So I am green for the day. I'm just happy that it's not a red day, something that I need to worry about. So today, Thursday, 4/28/22, another green day. See you all tomorrow.